not worry. You have to be concerned all the way through season. Back into the chat, Ken Gulliford. This season will scrape off the fair weather fans. I've been looking at that situation for quite some time, and also theoretically the business angle. We're into the post game right now, guys. We're into the post game right now. Absolutely 3-1 loss on the day. But I'm going to stay with that one, Kent. And everybody want to hear this. The season will scrape off the fair weather fans. What I also say is this, is it's going to be an absolute culture shock to a lot of the fans over the last few years that are used to us winning. Not those guys and girls that know football, not you. But there'll be a fair amount of people that watch us for the love of the welcome to Wrexham, yeah? Because it's such a great story, such a great show, yeah? And who doesn't like Ryan, hey, and Rob, and the rest of what they bring? It's a fantastic television show. It's a great promotion. Boom. So we're going to have a lot of people that have seen, yay, football for so long. And now they're losing. We're losing again. That's not the norm. They're going to probably lose some of the fans there too. What am I saying? In the bigger picture, financially, the way they want to grow this family and expand the stadium and the numbers that they're thinking of working with, they may well want to readdress things and go for a little bit more close to home what the numbers are saying. Remember, we're only getting 10,000 plus at the KDAS at the moment, yeah? The stadium's still got to be developed, still got to be finished. Things have still got to get there, yeah? We've got lots of journeys still to be made as this club is building. So lots to think about. This is a very complicated situation that we've built ourselves, but we got to keep it simple. We lose today, we win last time, but I'm not worried. You can be concerned, but I'm not worried. Long way to go. Looking at the scores on the doors for the whole league for today, let's get into the scores, but looking at the scenes, Wrexham losing 3-1 on the day. You saw it, I saw it. It is what it is, but other teams score goals. Ipswich Town 5, Sheffield 0. Oxford 2-2 with Leicester City. Preston 2-2 with Middlesbrough. Charlton 1-1 with Millwall. Watford losing 1-0. Blackburn Rovers. Stoke City still winning 1-0 over Birmingham, as we say. We're going to confirm the scores when we shut down in about 20. Bring your thoughts into the post-game, what your thoughts were, what your concerns are, what are your feelings, what do you think, what needs to happen. Sheffield Wednesday lose 3-0 to Bristol City. Big one for the Robins on the day. West Brom losing to Derby County 1-0. 90 minutes plus 9. Great news for Derby County. Wrexham, as you know. Swansea City 2, Hull City 1. That's been that way for quite some time. Hopefully the Swans get another good result. Hopefully it stays that way. Norwich doing very well again so far. Still 1-0 on the road at Coventry. Unbelievable. Frank Lampard must have no hair left. And tomorrow, Southampton taking on Portsmouth. That'll be a nice game. Looking at the table. Let's have a look at that table. See who's sitting on top. I'll get to the chat very shortly, guys. Down at the bottom right now, Wrexham went from 15th to 16th overnight, but are now sitting 20th in the table. Sheffield United are bottom, no points. Sheffield Wednesday in 23rd, 1 point. Oxford in 22nd with 2 points. Hull City losing 2-1 at the moment. If that changes, the table changes. Are in 21st and Wrexham are in 20th. Derby County winning 1-0 are in 5th. So Derby have gone out of the bottom three and have moved up. And Wrexham have gone from 15th to 16th overnight, but from 16th today down to 20th. Still no time for panic. Loads of time in the season to have good times. At the top, Middlesbrough sitting on top on 13. Stoke City in second on 12. Bristol City on third on 11. Bristol City doing very well. Leicester City still stay fourth. Swansea City from 7th to 5th into the playoffs. And West Brom going down to 6th in the playoff positions as they're losing 1-0. Norwich winning 1-0, going up to 7th. So things are looking good for Norwich City, Swansea City, and Middlesbrough still on top at the end of the day. Very well. Very good news for those guys. Looking at the stats, though, from this game before we move along, let's get the stats from Coventry, from our own Wrexham QPR. Into the chat first. We'll go to the stats after that. The OG experience, 40 mil. Yes, it's 40 mil. Yes, the whole team, the whole squad, it's 40 mil. And we paid more for ours this season than Fulham did for theirs in the Premier League this year. Amazing, eh? Yes. We outspent a Premier League club this year. Yes, we did. We did. But yeah, 40 mil. Ken Gulliford. And that was the OG experience. Ken Gulliford says this season we'll scrape off the fair weather fans. Let's see if that does. The OG experience says, I am new, but I am a faithful man. Absolutely. We know you're good, man. We know you're good. You've been here before many times. We know you're good. We know who you are. No questions. No questions. We're talking about the people that don't probably watch this show or watch this show. They just probably watch the match and just go for the generic. We're all a little bit more connoisseur of the games, want a bit more different style of stuff, more, real. So we're real in here, and you're real too. So don't ever worry about it. Not a chance, mate. You're new. No, you're not. You're with us. We're with you. We're all one. CP Marks says Broadhead needs space to roam. Setback 20 feet from the strikers. It is where he is excellent in a game. Oh, yes. Love that. 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. He needs space. When you remember that goal he scored against Hull City, when he spun around and came back and wound and put the ball over. He's a creative guy. I said when we signed him, he's more creative than finisher. Like, there's so much creativity around him that hasn't been used yet, and people that need to anticipate the move. We could have had a couple of goals off him today if people anticipate to move with plays off him, because he's so creative. The other thing that you say as well, CP Marks, is Lewis O'Brien and Nathan Broadhead in staggered formation with more up front. Yes. The 2-1. Have more up front and Lewis O'Brien, on one side, definitely, and Broadhead on the other side. Loads of creativity, loads of trickery, loads of absolute goals in the back of the net. And you don't need massive plays to make it happen. And having Kiefer down the middle off those two, then go Whiteside. Full term, Longman left, Ryan Barnett right. Storm the first half, bring your wares. Once you've got the defense, you can have those forwards on all the time. So that's what I'm saying too. Absolutely. Staggered formation, 100%. Phil J. Weston, poor display, not enough fight, not enough guile, and very poor defending. Yeah, really. I mean, let's not mention Arthur with his great saves as much as he did, but some of the hesitations cost one goal, nearly cost two with the one that hit the post. And Connor Cody. If you ever were exposed, you've been exposed today. And I think that at the end of the day, Phil really needs to deal with the situation. Bench player and reset the starting back three. Really. And work on the guys you just brought in. Absolutely. The OG experience. Excuse me. It will be fun. Sorry, we just moved up again there. My eyes went whoop. It will be fun to see all new players on pitch plus Cleworth. Yes. Maxi's got to stick around. I tell you what, for a young man, Maxi Cleworth has come up through all the leagues. He hasn't put a foot wrong. When we played against Southampton on the opening day, there was a few signs there that he was literally finding it difficult at the level, but he's made slight adjustments and he's done very well ever since. So Maxi Cleworth, he's a keeper. Can't complain about Max. Definitely got to keep him. And he's improving. And he's hitting this level, and he's doing fine. So, definitely. Maxi Cleworth, not a problem. The OG experience, 20th. Yes, we are. But we're not 24th, and we're not Sheffield United. We're not 5 losses back-to-back. Things could be way worse. And as I always say, Sunderland from years ago, 4 games, no points. They end up getting promoted with Roy Keane. Things can happen in the Championship, and it is, to me. We said years ago that the National League was the toughest league to get out of just because of the way the promotion system works, and it is. But the Championship is really tough to get out of, and it's easy to get relegated out of. It really is. You look at some of the teams, Birmingham, they got relegated 2 years ago to League One. It happens. It happens. It's a fantastic league, man. It really is. Not at all. So OG Experience, 19th, 20th, QPR Leapfrog Champions. Yes, 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 yes. Kent, Gilliford, Alberta Strong, eh? Hopefully. I am. Parkinson was ruthless with Mullin and Palmer. Wasn't he ever, eh? That's what I was saying. And it was all done so very quietly out the back door. We'll get to the stats here pretty quick, guys. But out the back door. But yes, yes, yes. CP Mark's big on the money there. Yeah. Parkinson was ruthless with Mullin and Palmer. Now he needs to be ruthless with McLean and Connor Cody. There is a place for James McLean. There is a place on this team for James McLean. No doubt about it. Connor Cody, I'm sorry, my friend, but you've hurt this team and you've hurt us too much. And you've really not been there for where you should be. I think that your best days are probably 4 or 5 years ago. You had a limited amount of success where you were sort of periphery to the England national team. But that wasn't a very long time. You hit Wolves, you hit Leicester City, and things really slowly went downhill. And I think this is another one of those buys for Wrexham that is not working out. The name is bigger than the play. Yeah. You all thought Connor Cody coming in was a big name. And indeed, it is a big name from 5 years ago. But it's not now. So sometimes you can hope to get something out of a player that you hope. But this wasn't there. And looking at the numbers from Leicester City, etc., you probably wouldn't buy him again. And on the value of what he's shown so far, he's got to bring it up quite some to really earn that middle of defense king spot. The defense rocks and rolls on the centre backs, whether you got one or two. If it's misfiring, there's a big hole in the middle of that defense. And we got a big hole in the middle of that defense. It's called Connor Cody. I'm just being honest. If you disagree, tell me. But week to go to Coventry, to Norwich City's Carrow Road. That's what Phil's got to fix. That's what Phil's got to fix. Looking at the stats right now, this is going to interest you. Going down Wrexham side, first of all, 21 shots, 7 on target, 61% possession. That in itself is enough to have won the game. 21-7, 61%, 455 passes, 81% pass accuracy. That's great as well. So numbers going down, absolutely fantastic. 5 fouls, clean team, clean display on the ball. Beautiful. 1 yellow card, only 1 yellow card, yeah. 3 offsides, 12 corners. Them's big numbers. But those are the numbers that should be dictating that you won the game. QPR on the other side. For a road team, great numbers. 15 shots on net, 6 on target. Huge. 6 on target. Huge. At one stage of the match, they were 4 shots on net, 4 shots on target, and 1-0 up. Possession, 39%. That's fine. You're on the road. That's the possession we normally get. That's the possession they got today. 305 passes, 72% pass accuracy, miserable accuracy, but 3 goals on the board. No yellow cards, no red cards, 2 offsides, 9 corners. Fantastic performance. Goals scored. Keith Moore, 67 minutes for Wrexham. Connor Cody, own goal, 33 minutes for QPR. Richard Kone, I told you he was going to be the danger man. He gets an absolute scorching goal on 44. And Rumal Burrell, who was a pain in the ass, and Burrell was the man of the match for this match, hands down for QPR. He was a pain in the ass, did absolutely brilliantly well for QPR, tortured us all game long until he went off on 75. Those are the stats, and that's what happened. But I tell you, again, QPR, well value for their money. They were well value, rolling V's, well value for their money. And let's face it, they're from 18th in the league up to 12th. That's where they should be. They're a top 10 team. So again, when we analyze this, we're looking at West Brom loss, we're looking at Southampton loss. QPR, in a false position, like I said they were, have now shown their real true selves on the road. 2 3-1 wins back-to-back. They just beat up on Charlton last week. They beat up on us this week 3-1. It should have been more. They hit the post. It could have been more. Phil J. Weston in the chat said it could have been 4-5. Absolutely right. Great points in the chat all match long. But we did see what we saw. And like I said at the heart of the season and the start of the season, and as did you, we're in a battle all the way through this league. It's going to be a marathon. I don't joke when I say I'd love to finish 15th at the end of this season. If you could guarantee me finish 15th now, I'm taking that. I'm ripping your hand off. I'm taking it. I want that. Into the chat one more time. I love what's coming here. CP Marks. Okay, back to Kent Gulliford. Instant urgency.
Yes!
100%. That's what we needed right through the game. Instant urgency right through the game. Into the chat, CP Marks. The Prem is only interesting in the final 8 fixtures. Wrexham will be like Bournemouth was. Gradually and steady increases in the Championship now. You have 3 leagues in 3 years. Remarkable. Absolutely. Kent Gulliford. It's on the bingo card. It's on the bingo card. Looking forward to the comments from the Championship this week. Phil's out of his depth. Ooh, I tell you, some of them could say that, yeah. And you're going to see all sorts of things flying left and right. You really are. I'm the one that's I just stay calm with it. I watch things and you know what's going on the field. You know what's going on. That's all we need to know. But yeah, beautiful point. It's on the bingo card. Looking forward to the comments from the Championship this week. Phil's out of his depth. Wrexham pretenders, overpaid for the players, too old. You know, they may start to throw that at maybe Connor Cody because he hasn't really done himself any favors. He hasn't looked like the Connor Cody of old, like I said, from 5 years ago. So you never know. Chris Wright, come on, you R's. Absolutely. I tell you what, mate, you did brilliantly. Absolutely fantastic performance. If that was a red shirt team playing on the road at the KRAS, I'd have been screaming night and day. What a fantastic result. Great result. The one thing about you guys today was your commitment. You were focused, so focused. Your hard work. Does your team always play that hard? No, they don't. But since you got slapped 7-1, the 3-1 against Charlton, yeah, the 2 late goals, surprising end to the game, but it was a battle all the way through, second half, yeah. This one as well, it was a continuation of the Charlton game, correct? Yeah? Tell me I'm wrong. Chris, tell me I'm wrong. But Rangers deserved everything they got today. The way they fought for each other, the enthusiasm. Julian on the side didn't really have to do much, did he, eh? He trusted the players. And the performance you finished off with last weekend and the joy you had at Loftus Road last weekend was a continuation today. So you've gone from 18th up to 12th. You're not a bottom 10 team. Not in my book. But anyway, you did great. Mate. Enjoy your trip home if you were at the game, or enjoy your post-game. Enjoy your night out on the town. And we will too, because a loss doesn't diminish the Red Dragons. Not for a second. But big up on you. Up to Supertown. Richard Wilson, why don't we all agree? Parkinson is a perennial loser in the Championship. His decision-making this week and this time to move on. He will be sacked before Christmas. You've seen this sort of thing before happen. The only thing you haven't seen to make that happen is this, and I'll explain. Parky's been with us since 2021, July 1st, 2021, over 4 years right now. It's not easy to squeeze that guy out the door. He's an icon. He's a bit of a legend. He's our legend at Wrexham, yeah? Coaching Wrexham legend. Not easy to move that along. Point being, if we get to close to December or Christmas, you say getting sacked before Christmas, and the results are nosediving, and we're literally in the bottom 3, yada, yada. What makes it hard to sack Phil Parkinson in that scenario is those years gone by. He's part of the woodwork. A decision to sack Phil will come too late, in my opinion. If it comes early, it would shock me. Absolutely shock the living hell out of me. I do not expect any sack talk now. But if he got sacked before Christmas, it would shock me that they would have the balls to do that without giving him time to fix it in the second half of the season. But in saying that, you could see some big clubs up in the Premier League that would do it way quick and would have no problem doing it at all. That's what I'm thinking on that one. But great point, though. Great point, Richard Willison. Brilliant, man. Steve, up to you. Could do with Speed Merchant alongside Moore up top. Yes. Lots of decent through balls today. Yes, there were. There were. But players didn't quite have the pace to get onto them, or I say, didn't read the play. QPR showed us what a difference pace up front makes. 100%. Great point, Steve. Absolutely, absolutely. Kent Gilliford, my man Jimmy Mack is not planned as a starter. He's a Kakache cover and step below Libby. Perfect. I'm going with that, Kent. I'm going with that. Everybody knows how I love Jimmy Mack, but you got to say, when things slowly need changing, change it now. Don't change it slowly. Ruthless. Yes, agreed there. Agreed. Dan Scar for Cody. Do we dare? Listen, could it be any worse? I know a lot of people don't like Dan Scar, and there are some times where he seems to have misjudged the tackle slightly, but in general, I think Scar could do as good, if not better, than Cody right now. That's what I'm saying. R. Willison, Kent Gulliford, R. Willison, I hold to Phil never had resources in Championship. Well, you could say Sunderland had certain amount of resources to their team. I mean, he ground out 19 wins in that sort of time there. But, yeah, horses for courses, I guess. CP Marks, back to you. So true. The badge is always the badge, and the badge always comes first. I enjoy all things football. The players can no longer play at the level are always found out. That is football truth. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And we've seen, like, if you're a supporter of a big, massive team, let's pick a team, Liverpool, for say. I'm not a Liverpool fan. I'm a respecter of Liverpool. They've been massive all my lifetime. I'm not going to name a name, but say, well, hell, I'll name a name. Salah. Just say Salah. You know, Mohamed Salah. If he were to leave Liverpool, your Liverpool fans are going to be crying buckets. They'll fill buckets. They'll fill garbage cans. They'll be crying so much. But eventually he's going to leave. But they've seen so many big players leave, and so many big teams have. And I never cried when any player left. I'd cry if that left. And the National League made me cry. So being back where we are, it's massive. Remember when I cried when we got the third promotion? It was just too much. It was too much. I know a load of people out there cried. We were all crying. It was fantastic. It was just unreal. And that was after a 40-odd match build-up. Yeah? You know, talk about the anticlimax crying. Yeah, we all did. That's what this club is. That's what that badge is. You don't get bigger than your badge. Your players are your players. Your badge is your badge. But that's about it. But guys, I'm going to tell you this much. Norwich, next week. There's a show coming. The pre-game's coming. And I did the pre-game recorded. All the pre-games are going to be recorded simply because I can offer so much better stuff and such a better product and such a better video to watch. I can put all the videos in there, all the pictures, the images left and right, up and down, wherever. But it's all information all the time. Go watch the pre-game, if you haven't, and check out the pre-game, the way I put this one together. Because this one is the way we're going for the rest of the season. No EFL Cup games, no FA Cup games, just league games, yeah? But that's the way the pre-game's going to be for the rest of the season. But, yeah, we got a long way to go. Into the chat, Kent Gulliford, Issa on the right wing, Longman on the left. Next match. Keep Maxi Clough right back. Issa... want to put him on the right. He could. We need that speed. We need that touch. Man City players don't have bum players. We took two of them recently. Both have good touch. Both know how to play the ball. Both know tactics. Both have got it up here and physically. So, yeah, I'd agree with that. Get Issa on the right wing. Try him out. It's either Issa or Ryan Longman and Ryan Barnett, right side. But we got gifted players on the right side. If it's absolute speed, I think Longman's has got more speed than Barnett, and I love Ryan Barnett. But if he hasn't got the speed, you got to put Longman on first. And if it's speed you're looking for, then let's try Issa. I agree with you. Bring him on. Bring him on. Absolutely. I mean, he's been on loan so many times with so many big clubs. It's amazing he hasn't found a home club yet. But if he's going to, let it be Wrexham if he's got that speed, because we need speed. There's no doubt about it. That's what we need. Guys, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I've enjoyed it. Some of those games you don't enjoy. I enjoy all the games. Every game is a story. It's a battle. You can't win all the battles. But I say this much. We have a pre-game coming up for the Coventry game coming up on Thursday this week. Get into that one. And then we got the live watch-along again next weekend. Get into that one. And I tell you, don't be down. Don't be down. We're not going to win them all this week. We're not going to win them all next week and the week after that. But as we go through the weeks, we'll pick up the points. And if you want to know the magic number for safety in the Championship, in my estimation, we need another 46 points for safety. 50 points. Big 50 is what gets you safety in this league. That's what you need. And that's what we're looking for. So come back again for the next watch along. Come back again for the next pre-game. Remember, like, subscribe, hit this channel, join this family, and be part of it every time. Because what you bring in the chat, top draw, it is phenomenal. It is. You're the reason why I come alive, is your genius in the chat. The way you make me laugh, the way you make me think, it is top draw. Get on your way. Enjoy your weekend. Love to all. We can't win them all, but let's go and try and get 3 points, or at least a point next week on the road at Norwich City. Thank you so much for watching. It's lovely having you. Cheers.